Hey, everybody, my name is Brian,
And I'm Tim.
and you are listening to Moon Rub, the podcast by Lunar Massage.
Massage therapy when you are quarantined from society. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Tim?
Doing pretty good, my man. How's your past week or so been going?
We're doing pretty good. I've been working out more. My one of my cousins is a personal trainer, so he's just been popping up and making me do exercise lately. So
That's nuts.
yeah, that's both fun and annoying.
Yeah, I bet. That's probably good though. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's probably good for this time. I've been, I have a little trouble from time to time getting the motivation in the morning to, hit those exercises, but I always appreciate it when I do, man. And it really affects my like mental health, even like later in the night. If you have a little workout and exercise during the day, then you can really enjoy your relaxed time at night a lot more.
right. I just need a schedule for him. He just calls a text like, "What are you doing right now?" It's like, "Oh, right." I'm like, okay, I guess.
So he's hitting you with the surprise workouts then here and
Yeah,
there, yeah.
and for the most part, I don't
I'll
have
keep
anything
you
to
on your
do.
toes though.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it's helpful though, even though I'm sure it's frustrating at times.
it is. It's just frustrating in the beginning, but once I get into it, it's great.
Yeah. What's your daily routine looking like, man? You just got the exercises in the morning, and then
Mhm.
I don't know. I usually have the exercises, and then I'll do like study it up a little bit. I'm doing a little Spanish, a little reading or whatnot. Get
Okay.
my books going, work my brain a little bit. Before plugging in and tuning out for the TV and the screens and everything at night, which is
Got
also
you.
a big part of the routine for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
How your days going? They pretty similar routine going on.
Yeah. For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, right on. Um, well, speaking of entertainment and
Mhm.
music and books and everything, that's kind of the topic I got for discussion today. So I wanted to start with the music that we choose in our practice,
Okay.
meaning the music we choose to play while we are giving massages during our massage session, because I think that's something that's kind of undervalued and something that's kind of maybe not talked about enough within our community. Because personally, I feel like in my own practice that the music that I use is a really, really significant part
Yes.
of the work. Has a lot to do with the client's nervous system. You're going to turn their brain waves to beta, which in turn turns their nervous system into a parasympathetic state so that it can heal from within. That's like what happens when your body's digesting, or when your body's
Gotcha.
going through like a healing process. It's what your nervous system goes through. And in order for someone to achieve that mentally, to
Hmm.
achieve the benefits from our physical work through our hands, it all has to be kind of connected together.
Right.
And a big part of achieving that mental state with our clients is the music. So I was going to talk today about how the different types of music that we choose to listen to in our own practices and how that affects, our clients and the work we do. So my first question for you, I guess, today is, exactly that. What kind of music do you listen to during your sessions? What do you choose to do? For those that don't know, in Lunar Massage, in our massage practice specifically, we are given the freedom to listen to whatever music that we choose to. So, when before all this virus stuff started, what was your main playlist? What were you working on with stations, genres, all that?
I usually stick to a kind of standard like massage music type thing.
Uh,
As far as working in, I prefer to work with that type of music or a nice like Zen type thing. I have I have also tried to steer away from songs that have words in them because
yeah,
a lot of times either the client or the therapist, after a while, you're singing the song, especially if you know the song.
yeah.
Flip side to it is a client could be out and about just doing their day routine, and they'll hear that song and they'll kind of trigger them and take them back to the massage.
Uh,
So it's kind of give and take with that one. I also
A little more individualized, yeah.
Yeah, and also
Mm,
now I try to avoid songs with a lot of water or waterfalls in them because I've had a few clients say now they have to go to the bathroom, so we have to put a pause
Yeah,
in the session
yeah.
and get
I've
up
had
and get
that happen in my
yeah.
sessions as well. Yeah, you gotta avoid sometimes all the rain sounds, nature sounds,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, with my practice, I do listen to that type of music a lot. But I'm fortunate enough to have been at Lunar for such a long time that I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of steady clients there that I've gotten to know over the years, and so I think I've been able to individualize the music that we listen to during our sessions more to the
Right.
specific client, just because I know them now. You know, I have a relationship with them. We've been seeing each other for years, and I just know their taste in music and what they enjoy.
Gotcha.
And so I have a fair amount of clients who like to listen to different stuff. Like a good example would be like neo soul, R&B
Mhm.
kind of music. I have a good handful of clients who prefer to listen to, kind of an Erica Badu, Maxwell,
Yeah.
Sade like kind of vibe. And there are definitely like uncomfortable moments during those sessions because the online radio stations will throw you a curveball from time to time and throw something with
Yeah.
risque
Yeah.
lyrics or a little cursing or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely had
Yeah.
a session. I think I've listened to like an Erica Badu. I decided to listen to an Erica Badu station on this particular day, and
Uh-huh.
like, a song by Chris Brown and Drake came on. So it's just f bombs everywhere, and it was oh god. I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like somebody's grandmother on the table, and we were like 5 minutes into the session. Like I know she's up. Oh god, I felt so, and I just felt trapped. Like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't change the music from inside the room. It was just, ugh.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, I've had uncomfortable moments like that too. But again, with the regular clients of mine, I think that's not as big a deal because they
right,
know me and they understand that it's just some algorithm from the internet
exactly.
just picking some random song. But that's definitely awkward with like new clients or with people you don't have that kind of regular
Yeah,
relationship with. You definitely got to be a little more picky with your radio stations for sure.
yeah,
Um, I guess what Lunar is typically known for, and what most of our clients expect, I guess, is more of a like an electronic music, instrumental music, but we try to keep it like newer. Like we'll have like a
gotcha.
little beat behind it and have something a little more modern. That's I think kind of the regular go-to for most of the people at our job,
Hmm.
which I think I could attribute almost to a generational thing a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
times I've noticed when I work on senior citizens or older people, folks, they have a harder time relaxing with any kind of percussion or rhythm or drums or beat. It just kind of like they just can't like relax mentally. It kind of takes them
right.
out of the session, like a beat going. It's like too intense for them. It's just not what they're used to.
Gotcha.
Whereas people more in the millennial generation, or even people in their like middle age time, around 40s or whatnot, even I'd say, um, can relax with like a steady beat behind the music. As long as it's like steady and mellow and doesn't get too like hard and clubby or anything. Then I think
Yeah,
like people more our age really connect with that in a way that maybe the previous generation doesn't. So I've noticed that they tend to appreciate that even more because it's something they can connect to more on like a personal level.
right.
Some good examples of that would be like at my work, I always like to listen to this German guy named Ulrich Schnaus. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right,
Ooh,
but him and this San Francisco artist named Tycho,
okay,
Tycho. They are both groups that make really good, just like mellow, like slow moving, chill beats and instrumental music that you can just kind of like get lost in.
gotcha.
And I found that works like really, really well with our specific practice and everything. But even that, I'm on the level with a lot of my clients that like I like to throw in a curveball, I like to throw in something different, and like
Hmm.
in that regard, I even sometimes listen to like something of the acoustic guitar like indie rock genre,
Gotcha.
which
Okay.
um That's not really like a regular of mine, because again, with what you were saying earlier, with like connecting with lyrics and words, that can sometimes like take people out of it. But with a lot of my regular clients, I've noticed they can appreciate like just a different session. Like if we have regular
Yeah.
sessions, if someone like once a month, twice a month, three times a month, and we're listening to the same music each time, it's very refreshing in a session to kind of throw the music a curveball and give them something like completely different, but still keep the like mellow vibe.
Right.
So for I would listen to something like Bon Iver, which is a very popular artist right now. He's like a mainstream famous pop artist, and but his music is very like falsetto singing, soft acoustic guitar, real quiet.
Mhm.
And this other similar artist named Iron and Wine is another one that I listen to a lot during my sessions. It's just like
Mhm.
very, very soft singing over like really quiet, like acoustic guitar and stuff. And
Right.
I found that that can work really well for massage too. Maybe not as like all the time, maybe not even every day, but that's the one I kind of reserve for like the client I've been seeing over and over and over.
Gotcha.
And you just want like something different. You just want like a little bit of a different vibe just for like one random session, just kind of throw it in there.
Okay.
So that's been working for me. Um, and Well, I'm going down my list here. There was one I was going to suggest for you for the electronic music for the really mellow vibes, in my opinion, for the older folks, but not for everyone. I'm sure younger people will
Uh-huh.
like this too. But when you want to take out all the drums and you want to just get lost in like some ambient sound,
Okay.
the one that I go to is this Los Angeles composer named Liquid Mind, and his
Okay.
music sounds exactly like that description.
All
It's
right.
just
Oh yeah,
melts you
I'll take
away
that. Yeah,
when
I'll
you
definitely
listen
check
to
that
it
out.
like that. Yeah. That's been my go-to when I get a client who prefers not to have a beat or any kind of drums or anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, yeah. So that about covers it for what we do during our sessions with our music here. But I
Hmm.
also, while I have you here, wanted to touch on music and entertainment in our daily lives, like while we're going through this quarantine phase, because I feel like that has a big effect just on like my general mood
Yeah.
and my attitude toward my very isolated day to day is by keeping my entertainment kind of on the light side. I don't know if this
Yeah.
like works for everybody. For me personally, I've been like reading funny books and like
Uh-huh.
watching kind of funny TV shows and like just to like keep my head right, keep like some balance
Yeah.
like within my moods and everything. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like man, I got a couple book examples here for you, which you might find kind of funny here. This cover says it all right here. Can you see that?
Oh, that definitely
Florida
said,
man here.
oh yeah, Florida man.
It is just like this goofy book I've been reading about this trailer swamp living Florida dude getting in
Uh-huh.
like situations and stuff. And that's just kind of what I mean, just these like kind of ridiculous characters or whatever. I've also been reading this Chick Palahniuk book called Damned, which
Okay.
is like about this like 13-year-old spoiled rich girl who has Hollywood parents and stuff and dies and goes to hell, but is
Mhm.
so like privileged and entitled that she like doesn't accept like the punishment of hell. She's just like ends up getting a following of like demons and stuff and like taking over the place and like running things in hell. And it's just like
That is
the most
hilarious.
ridiculous concept, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It really helps when you're just like sitting around, your apartment all day and you got nothing to do. Just reading
Right.
something goofy. I don't know,
Mhm.
just being silly. Like just keeping your head in the right place. Like and of course, lots of TV, lots of movies, like everyone else, killing it on the streaming channels right now and everything.
Right.
What about you, man? You've been keeping yourself entertained during all this?
Yes. 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 One of my favorite cartoons is finally back on Netflix. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh,
I've
I
been watching it
love
too.
that cartoon. Yeah, love that cartoon. Actually,
Yeah.
they're working on doing a live action like TV series remake of it
Really?
to put on
Uh,
Netflix. Yeah,
Now, I'm skeptical of that
but I
because
know because of the movie, which is
yeah,
garbage,
yeah,
and they've been
it
adamant
was
about
terrible.
it will.
Yeah.
They've been very adamant about that. Like, we will not do that to you guys again.
Yeah, good, good. That's a universal thing there.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about that TV show, actually, I'm going to give listeners a little bit of a hint here on a future episode, a little trailer here,
Hmm.
because you bring up the TV show Avatar specifically. Do you remember that one episode on Avatar where there was the this one character who was a homeless guy down on his luck, not doing so well, and then he's given hope by the main character, the Avatar, by him supporting his future dream of becoming a masseuse.
Yes.
You remember that
Yeah, I
episode?
remember that because he
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
rob him in the
So
alley.
I really appreciated seeing that, because I was like, oh, they're portraying massage therapy as like a sought after profession in this episode of this
Right.
TV show directed toward kids. They're like talking about it like it's a profession that's important and respected, and like I really appreciated seeing that.
Yeah.
So it gave me an idea for a future discussion between you and me here for the podcast,
Okay.
where we would study the representation of massage therapists in TV shows and movies and pop culture in general, and the negatives and positives and and how it's kind of just mainstreamly represented.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, little hint there for a little future podcast here on Moon Rub. We're going to be diving into that. I think I got to do a little more research before we make that episode, though.
Okay.
But let's see. Man, I've been well, we're on the Netflix topic here. I was watching a TV show the other day called Happy.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of this one yet or whatnot. It's again totally ridiculous. I'm into
Yeah.
the ridiculous stuff. It's like this. It's the guy from SVU, and there's this animated unicorn character
Yeah.
voiced by Patton Oswald, who is his estranged daughter's imaginary friend. And like he can see it somehow, and it's like telling him that his daughter's been kidnapped by a fake Santa Claus. It's like the most ridiculous thing. And
Utterly ridiculous. That is.
yeah, yeah, and it's like an extremely violent,
Uh-huh.
gory, bloody fight
Mhm.
scenes up and down every episode, people
Gotcha.
dying, killing, but in like a funny way. It's like a comedy.
Okay. Right.
And like, so I'm totally all about that genre, just like blood and gore and guts, but not in like a horror way, in like a funny comedy way. I'm all about that.
Hmm.
So this is just my thing. Like, it feels good to me to be watching like comedy during this time. That's
Yeah.
not universal, of course. I'm sure for other people
True.
watching like
But
horror or depressing movies or whatever might be like
mhm,
comforting to them during this time. So to each their own, of course.
yeah. But it's definitely
But
time to decompress.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But for me personally, even like the music I've been listening to, the TV shows I've been watching, I've been
Hmm.
intentionally keeping it like very light and very comedic, on purpose, just to keep my head right through all this time.
Right.
And
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of go. I'm from DC, so I listen to go-go music all the time. But now the only problem with that is it
uh,
makes me want to go out, but we can't
yeah,
go out.
yeah, that's rough, man. I
Yeah.
don't know. Listening to party music right now, I don't know if I'm really vibing with that, because I'll party in my room by myself a little
Right.
bit to
Yeah. That's pretty much all you can do. We've also had to cut the 90s R&B and like the love music because again,
Oh,
can't
because you
be
can't go
around
out dating right
anybody.
now.
So, not
Oh,
going
that's
on any
brutal.
dates or anything like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. That can be rough, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, being single right now, that must be rough on everybody, man. No one can
Yeah.
go out, no one can date, nothing. That's why technology here is so important, I guess.
Yeah.
Just trying to get connected, with these video calls and seeing each other in person. That's kind of
Mhm.
the goal of this podcast too, a little bit, just to try and stay in touch with our clients as much as we can.
Right.
And well, on that topic, we are going to be starting up an email here so that any Lunar Massage client who wants to ask us questions, get involved in the conversation, participate in any way, we highly, highly encourage that. We'd love to hear from all of you. And the email we're going to be using is moonrubpodcast at lunarmassagedc.com. That's Moonrub, MOONRUB podcast at lunarmassagedc.com. And we'll have it in the links below and everything. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us again. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And like we always say, we cannot wait to see you guys again and get our hands on it. We miss you guys as much as you guys miss us.
We will be back someday soon.
Oh, we cannot wait.
This is all temporary.
Right. All right. You guys have a good one, okay? Bye.
Take it easy.